The next step change for gamers and developers must deliver true 4K gaming and high-fidelity VR.
Here comes a new challenger!
What's good, YouTube? It's your host Axel Rose, this show going with the slogan, and you are now watching MVP Magazine. Now, since the initial announcement and reveal of the Xbox One, its general selling point and marketing angle has been its power.
This is the console that developers asked us to build. They wanted a console that had no boundaries.
Performance isn't quite there using the high resolution mode. It first rears its head during this early cutscene. There's visible tearing along the top portion of the image that detracts from the presentation. Tearing that was not present on the standard Xbox One. Tearing that was not present on the standard Xbox One. Was not present on the standard Xbox One. Tearing that was...
So it seems that tech analysis firm Digital Foundry have done some analysis on the Xbox One X version of Quantum Break. And apparently it doesn't seem to be such a monster as the monolith Microsoft seemed to make it out. Now, I won't lie, this game was supposed to be a game that was technically demanding and really technically impressive to pull off just on any hardware and stuff like that. So I did kind of expect this game to be a real benchmark for its power, and it doesn't seem to be actually doing so well. Now, I will admit that there have been some games on the Xbox One X that have really performed well. Games like Forza and Killer Instinct have really had some good patches, I won't lie. But fighting games and racing games just don't tend to be that processor intensive. Let's just be honest. So I wasn't that surprised when I actually saw that they looked good. But it's still good to give some compliments and some positive feedback where possible, people. Don't want to make these Xbox fanboys go completely crazy.
So we gave the SoC 6 teraflops of computing capability to be able to handle 4K resolutions.
Here comes a new challenger!
So it's not really surprising that Quantum Break for Xbox One X is not aiming for native 4K.
Now, in this day and age, games consoles not hitting native 4K or 60 frames per second consecutively and consistently isn't that much of a big deal. But when you've preferably and mainly marketed your console on being this powerhouse that will be able to crunch polygons and pixels and do anything, you not being able to display your first party games from last year in native 4K is kind of a fail. Especially when you stated that first party games will be native 4K.
We can render at 60 hertz. We can render fully uncompressed pixels.
Here comes a new challenger!
It is true, at least, that the reconstruction technique helps create the illusion that the game is running at a higher resolution, but it still doesn't really look 4K compared to, say, a checkerboard or sparse grid rendering solution. It simply lacks the clarity and sharpness of a 4K image that you get when using those methods. It simply lacks the clarity and sharpness of
So once again, Microsoft have been caught with their pants down, blatantly lying. And this is one of the things I just can't stand about this company. They are always lying and spreading this false rhetoric which gets around into other less informed gamers' heads, and yep, the Microsoft cooning starts.
One of the things that Microsoft has really kind of had pushed back at them is, well, the Xbox One X is only good if you have a 4K TV.
So it's not really surprising that Quantum Break for Xbox One X is not aiming for native 4K.
What's the deal with it? Well, Microsoft has the Xbox One X Enhanced program, of course, which means the game is enhanced, which means it's been optimized specifically for the new console. It doesn't necessarily mean that it's 4K, and HDR has been added, as those are separate logos for the features, but enhanced means the games will run better on the Xbox One X on a 1080p or 4K TV.
If you jump into the options menu, there's also a 1080p mode available. So why would we even need this then? Well, it's pretty simple really. Performance. I only say that because in its current state, performance isn't quite there using the high resolution mode.
Now, Mike Ybarra over on Twitter let Xbox fans know that they have optimized Project Scorpio even further by allowing developers to use 9 gigabytes of RAM for gaming. Now, this is an improvement over the previous 8 gigs of RAM that was allotted. Now, this is huge news, as 9 gigs of RAM will allow
Problematic performance issues again.
Now, all educated gamers know that power doesn't mean everything. So, with the whole Xbox One X fiasco, it's really interesting to see how power will be used to turn things around. Now, I will not underestimate the fraction of gamers who do want to see all the best multiplats in a higher fidelity frame rate and will go out and cop day one. I am not underestimating that. But let's be honest, we cannot underestimate the fact that the most important things are games and new experiences. And if you can play some of these games already on your system with a lower frame rate, it might not be like just having things look marginally better might not be enough of an attraction to really get the Xbox One X in people's homes. And I'm talking about sane people, not the kind of crazy people that will buy anything Xbox. But yeah, it was really interesting to see Digital Foundry dissect what happens when the Xbox One X gets to handle a truly demanding game. Not like something like a simple racing simulator or a beat 'em up and stuff. And it'll be interesting to see how the Xbox One X handles more things and more demanding projects going forward.
It's a monster.
Yeah, whatever you say. So yeah, let me know what you think about Digital Foundry blatantly exposing the Xbox One X and its limitations. I'd like to give a shout out to everyone in the comments coming through. VidKid, Larry Caldwell. Like to give a shout out to Royal Flush Gaming, King Thrash Gaming, and my boy Ryan the Broken One. We're just bringing it to these Xbox hards in their face and making the people say,
Yes! 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 Yes!
so yeah, you know the drill. Like, comment, all that good stuff. Shout outs to OBJ the Don and Wolflow also. Yeah, have a good day. Peace.
The highest res, the best frame rate, no compromises.
You get 4K gaming, true 4K resolution. I can't wait to see.
This console is 100% for you guys. We read the articles, we read the reviews. It's the We Heard You console.
It's bullshit.